Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome to BGP, and today we are following up with my previous question, which was, what privileges come with being a black woman? I've reached out to other ladies in addition to my sisters up here, and it was interesting to hear their answers. And before I jump into it, I wanted to start with my sisters first to hear what they have to say. And remember, when I asked that question, I said we're going to exclude the aging process, right? We're going to exclude our skin. And we'll start with that. So, Mona, what would you say are some privileges that come with being a black woman?
Okay, before I answer that question, to the best of my ability, I would like to know from you, for the audience's sake, what made you
come up with this question?
Come up with this question. Let me finish.
Okay.
And privilege versus who and what. And the reason why I'm asking you this, Nisha Williams, is because we talk all the time. And before we decided to discuss this question, Nisha had texted this question to me. I think it's been about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And when I looked up my phone, because I'm never at a loss for words, and she used different wording at that time, but it's kind of the same. I read it, and I was at work, and I ain't even supposed to be on my phone. And I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even text her back. I immediately called her and was like, what happened? And she was like, what do you mean? What happened? What made you think of a question like that? This is a fucked up question. Like I say, I'm never at a loss for words, and I know that Nisha comes to me for sisterly mentoring advice. Yeah. And I came up with one answer, and I'll give it to you. But after that, I was messed up for a long time. Yeah. And like I said, it was 3 weeks ago, to the point where I started talking to people of other races and asking them that question. And everybody was, we'll say what they were later on. So, yeah, I need to know why.
How did I come up with it? Okay, so the reason, or the way that I came up with this question was, I was watching Afeni Shakur's documentary, which is like a combination of her and Tupac's lifeline when they were alive, right? And so prior to watching that documentary, most of the people, I would say my age range or maybe younger or whatnot, when we think of Tupac's mother, the only thing we usually attribute to her is what he said in his song. You was always a black queen, mama, even though you was a drug fiend, mama. So it's like, oh, Tupac's mama was a crackhead. Got it. The reason why Tupac behaves the way he is because his mama. Got it. Damn. And that's it, right? But then I watched this documentary that her beautiful sister did that shows the parallel that her and her son had. And I was like, my goodness. Not only was she a single mom, not only did she have to battle, her demons with drugs, whatever, addiction. There's a reason why that drug addiction happened. There's a story. There's a root to it. There's a reason why Tupac became who he was. There's a story, right? And that woman was a very intelligent woman. That woman sacrificed a lot for her community. That woman did a lot for her community, even upon death. She did, and she defended the Black Panther Party movement when it was infiltrated by other groups of men that looked like her, that was willing to be rats for, you know, the agency, right? But she defended them with no background, no legal background. She didn't have, you know, her Juris Doctorate or anything. She defended them in trial when a lot of the other men that was on trial ran and hid like cowards in another location and didn't tell her. She defended, pregnant with Tupac, and won. And won. She helped create medical provisions that to this day are the reason why we have them now. She was a proponent behind it and helped started it up so that we would have medical benefits given to the black community that wasn't afforded at the time. She was behind that. But when you look at the Black Panther Party and you Google Black Panther, you always see this list of your top popular Black Panther members, right? You don't see Afeni.
Yeah, Afeni is like number 8.
You don't see her. You always see these men that you be like, okay, Seal, got it, okay, this word, okay, and some people even use them as their profile pics, but you know, not here nor there. But you always see them, but you don't really hear about her, you know. And so I was sitting there thinking, there's a lot of Afeni Shakurs in this world within our community that sacrifice a lot for their community, that give their offer, you know, to their community, that aren't really accredited for it. They're not really respected for it. They're not really given their flowers for it until they're dead, if any, if that, right? Because again, she's been gone for a while now, but prior to watching this documentary, the only thing I really knew of her was that's Tupac's mom, and she was a drug addict. I didn't even know she was affiliated with the Black Panther movement until the documentary. So it got me thinking, especially with my experience, with a lot of other Black women's experiences in our community. If I were to do a comparison of what we experience compared to other cultures, right? What benefits do we truly have within our community as women? And that's how that question was formulated. So you ready to answer the question?
So you said privilege versus other ethnic groups?
How I came up with the question?
No, you said how you came up with the question. So
right.
I said privilege versus who and what. You just said other women?
Other cultures of women. Yeah.
And so that's the who, the what is who? The establishment.
What do you mean?
Okay, because there can be individual privilege, there can be social privilege,
whatever privilege,
gender privilege, economic privilege. I'm just trying to get us a start.
Okay.
So let me start like this.
Okay.
I too watched the Tupac Story. I watched it twice. I watched it once by myself, and I watched it with my son, and it was very emotional. And like Nisha said, had that documentary never been done, the majority of people, both men and women, would never know who Afeni Shakur was. I did know that she was a Black Panther. However, first and foremost, for me as an individual, what privilege do I have being a Black woman? I have the privilege of life. Because privilege definition is a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group. So as an individual Black woman, I have the privilege that my father's sperm connected to my mama's egg, and I am here. Because somebody didn't make it. Somebody got aborted. Somebody miscarried. Somebody made it full term and they had crib death. Somebody was adopted. Somebody was abused. So that, for me, individually, that's my privilege.
Okay. I'll come back to you. Adrian?
Now I'm all confused. But I'll just tell you what I came up with.
Okay.
Because the question is so broad. It's like you could go so many different ways with it. I just felt our privilege is the fact that our ability to captivate a room. When we come in, we own it. all eyes on us, and not, you know, it was ironic that you were talking about Tupac, but it is this all eyes on us. We get that ability to speak, and from a place where we capture attention. And I think sometimes it's bad. A lot of times it's bad attention. But when you have something to say, because of how we take over the room, we grab people's attention. Which, while we have them in our face, we need to make sure that we're giving something to them that is tangible. That's something that they can remember us by.
Okay.
So that's what I feel we have a privilege, is because people are always watching us. They copy our style. They copy our everything about us. So when we hit a room, they're looking at us from head to toe. And when you have that platform and ability to capture a room and get someone's attention, I think it's a privilege that you have, that God made us that way, where we can use that time to speak to people and teach our people and uplift our people.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, as Mona pointed out, and I'll rephrase it. I'll repeat it too. When we speak of privilege, the true definition is a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group. Right? Only available to a particular person or group. So if I were to look at other cultures or other racial groups of women, right? When we look at them and we look at what they, compare them to what the typical Black woman experience, it, to me, from what I see, is they're afforded protection. They're afforded the right to start over. They're afforded the right to be feminine. They're afforded the right to be put at the top of the hierarchy of women. They're afforded the right to be treated differently than how we as Black women are typically treated, right? There's this difference. There's this privilege that I feel like they have that for most of the time is not really afforded to Black women, in my opinion. And again, that's just my opinion. When I asked other women, in addition to you lovely ladies, most of the responses was, we know how to push through the struggle. We know how to survive. We know how to make a way out of no way. We know how to just, we get it through the mud, We know, we that bitch. Girl magic, right? We don't look our age. We don't look like what we've been through.
Our hair.
Yeah. And so it's just like, so when I hear it, I'm like, damn, none of that sounds positive. That sounds like we're always in survival mode. We're never, even though people complain and say that we act masculine, we're never allotted to really be soft, feminine, relax, lean on our men, And I'm not saying for all. I'm just, if I'm doing that minor comparison, right? It doesn't seem like we're allotted that, and so I'm just like, do we even have any privileges? Minus our skin, when they be like, oh, you don't look your age. We age slower. Okay, true. We know how to survive. Okay, we do. We make a way out of no way. Sure, I give you that. But I don't look at that as a privilege. I just look at that as like survival.
True.
And so when I looked at how this woman lived her life, how every so often she had to move, when she was battling her demons with addiction, and where it stemmed from, what they had been through, right? When I look at how her son basically was the male version of her, I just was like, damn, this is what we're looking at. This is our mirror. My opinion, I don't think we have any privileges. And I can be wrong. I've been waiting to hear it, but for the last few weeks, no one's really been able to give me any true privileges that we have.
I even ask guys.
So what say you, Mona?
So you're saying you as an individual have no privileges?
As a black woman?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's very sad.
It is.
I'm going to speak about your privilege. It's a privilege for you to be here on this earth after surviving being stabbed 18 times.
True.
Because somebody didn't fucking make it.
Yeah. And
That is a
stabbed
fucking
once.
privilege.
Yes, absolutely.
And to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
And to able to write a book that blesses other people. That's a privilege. Because like I said, somebody didn't make it.
True.
Somebody is still fucked up.
Yeah.
You do have a privilege. You have an excellent job. You busted your ass for it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody don't have that job.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can't do the things that you do.
Mm.
Somebody can't command the room and get people from out of state to say, we want Nisha.
Mm-hmm.
We need Nisha.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a privilege. Other races of women are not protected either. Other races of women don't have privilege either. Other races of women cannot rest in their femininity either. See, I think the problem with this question is we count our losses more than we count our blessings.
Oh, yes.
We are blessed. Is it tangible? Can we get some money for it? No. I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to say it like this. Look at where we came from. Look at the obstacles. Look at the roadblocks, the red lights, the shit that we got to go through and we've been through and we still fucking here. It's a privilege to be here when I know everybody is rooting against me and people that look like me, whether it be male or female. Now, privilege according to fucking who? White supremacy? White people? The people that stole, robbed, killed, murdered, copied. I really want to have that type of privilege. Do I really want to have the type of privilege that is a special right or advantage over other people? Or do I want to be able to pursue, or the liberty, like they say, to pursue happiness without the bias of my skin color? I think that's what a lot of people are looking for. Mm-hmm. And that is a disadvantage. We do not have a privilege. Mm-hmm. Socially, sometimes a lot of us, we don't have privilege.
Correct.
There's a fucking gender war going on, and that was one of our first videos to stop the gender wars. If you on YouTube and you a woman, you ain't got no goddamn privilege. But ladies, there's a whole world out here called the real world, called reality, where there are people out here walking amongst us that feel privileged to be here. That feel privileged to find their woman or their husband and to live in the neighborhoods that they live in, to have the jobs that they have, to be able to go the places that they want to go to be able to live and eat and vacation the way they want to. Here's our fucking problem. We are technology. This fucking internet, I really believe, is a cause of a lot of mental illness that goes on in our community. We are so worried about what other people say, how other people think about us, that we don't even fucking know, that we have never met. Some of them we ain't never seen their face. Most of them we don't know if they doing the shit that they telling us to do. versus the people that we can reach out and touch, that we can reach out and call. We value these motherfuckers on the goddamn social media more than we value each other. Let me tell y'all something. We as human beings were not made to absorb all the information that we get on these social medias regarding other people's opinions. She got an opinion. She got an opinion. She got an opinion. I was tiptoeing through the tulips thinking my life was okay. Was I rich? No. Did I have everything that I wanted? No. But I'm doing okay because I'm still here. And then I get on social media and this motherfucker say, you're broke. Your relationship is fucked up because you're not with a high value man. Your relationship. So now you're questioning. And now you're trying to be something that you didn't even want to be for some people to like you. That you don't even fucking know. You got the Compton Girl shirt on. Okay, I'm from Compton. I don't know everybody in fucking Compton. I don't know everybody's opinion in fucking Compton. So now we're just bombarded with all this fucking information and we're second guessing ourselves and our lives and our relationships and the people that we love. And now it's like, oh shit, I'm fucked up. A lot of people was fucking happy before this goddamn internet. Nobody has privilege except for the motherfuckers that robbed and stole and killed it and took it. Those are your white supremacists. They have privilege. Oh, nobody don't have no fucking privilege unless they're governing the country, the states, or whatever. You do have a privilege as an individual woman if you have a skill. You're a singer, you're a dancer, you're an actress, you can sew, and you hone that skill, and some white man picks you up and he gives you a couple of crumbs because he's going to make some millions off of you. That's a fucking privilege. Because here's the thing, some people die with their fucking dreams. Some people don't have enough esteem to follow their fucking dreams. For me as a woman, it's a privilege for me to have been incarcerated for 2 years. I have a felony. And when I got out of prison, I opened up a salon. That's a privilege for me because there's a lot of women that never thought to do that. And even though they say you're not supposed to be successful in your business until 5 years, I did sustain that business for 8 years. I knew when to get out. As a single mother, it was too much for me. But some people in our community told me I wasn't a success. Because my shit only lasted 8 years. But here's the thing. I did it. And some of y'all won't even fucking do it. I don't have the excuse that I'm 63. So at 65 to be able to say, hey, I should have opened up that salon. I don't even know what could have happened. I did it. Whether it was a grand opening or it was a grand close, it's still open. And here's another problem that we have as black people. We got more haters in our community than more lovers. Because your family will tell you what you cannot do. Because they was too scared to do it. So there's a lot of privilege that we have as black women, but we worry about our losses more than we worry about our successes. And I'm looking at the camera because something is going wrong. And I hope that you guys are able to hear this. What's happening, LaRon? All right. YouTube, content creators, social media. We don't have no fucking privilege. We ain't skinny enough. We ain't thick enough. We ain't natural enough. We ain't weave enough. We ain't light enough. We ain't dark enough. But like I said, goddamn it, there's a whole world out here. And there's men out here that love my fat ass, Adrian's ass, Nisha's ass, our skin tone, our personality. But you ain't gonna never meet them if you don't get your ass outside. Economically, we ain't got no goddamn privilege. We at the bottom.
True that.
We the brokest. I talked to a Hispanic man. He said, somebody got to be the consumers. And I wanted to cuss his ass out because that is so fucking disrespectful, but it's true. Somebody got to be the consumers. And we take pride in being the consumers. Ain't no privilege economically. And here's the thing that black men don't understand, and you can get mad if you want to. We don't want to work for people of other races. We don't want to have to answer to them. Where's the black builders at? Where's the black business at? Where's the corporations that when these other races get on our fucking nerves, we can give them a finger and say, I can go work for LeBron. He got a business. Yeah, y'all discriminated on the job, but so the fuck are we. We got to watch our tone. We got to watch how we wear our hair. We got to watch what kind of makeup we wear. Because Susie and little Lily, they can be loud, disrespectful, call off sick for days, cuss out the supervisor, and they just was having a bad day. But us, like you brothers, the last to hire and the first to goddamn fire. So just like you brothers, then you say you got to put a mask on. We also have to put a mask on. See, I'm ignorant, so I don't got no corporate voice. I'm the same. I'm the same voice. But some women got to play the game. We want bragging rights, too. We want to say that our men are competitive. We want to say that we work for a black company that's under the Forbes Fortune 500. Yeah. We want to tell them we're better than you. We don't have to work for you. Economically, yeah, we're at the bottom, but guess what? Brothers, y'all at the bottom too. But like I said, let me shut up. What you got, Nisha?
So, based on what you're saying, I hear you. I mean, from an individual perspective, this is what you see as your privilege. Okay. I gave a scenario to some ladies in a group privately to kind of elaborate more. And I know you don't like when we compare to other cultures, but I mean, we live in a world where, I mean, the survival of the fittest, it is what it is. You either sink or swim. So you're going to have to. But I said, imagine you being a spiritual being and you at the table. And there's 4 groups of women at the table. You get to choose which group you want to belong to when you enter this world. And you have your white women, right? This is the white group. They're the type of the hierarchy. They're automatically given respect from the day they enter this world. They're automatically protected. They're from a protected group of the class. They're automatically giving advantages and privileges that come with them that no other group may get just because they're white women, right? They can lie, they can distort their truth, they can do whatever it is, and they will be treated with the utmost respect no matter what. You have your Latino group or Hispanic group, right? Also given privileges, also, and the white group too, it comes with a spouse guaranteed, right? So your Latino group comes with the spouse guaranteed. You're given privileges. You're allowed to have these businesses. You're allowed to have this protection. You're allowed to be treated fairly, right? You're allowed to have this option, right? And go anywhere in the world and be treated respectfully. You have this Asian group, same thing, guaranteed spouse, guaranteed protection, guaranteed businesses and corporations and whatnot. You're able to go to these different countries of the world and be successful. Then you get to the black group. You may or may not have a spouse. You may or may not be born to a family with, financial privileges. You may or may not be born to a family where a spouse is given. You may or may not be born a slave and die one. You may or may not have protection, be treated fairly, be treated like a human being. You may or may not be followed when you enter a store. You may or may not be followed soon as you drive that expensive car. You may or may not be pulled over just because you look like someone that fits the description. You may or may not be left to raise a family on your own. You may or may not make a mistake in your life and have to live with that mistake for the rest of your life because everyone else deems you as unredeemable. You may or may not be forced to suck up whatever it is you have to go through, survival of the fittest on your own. You may or may not have to deal with what's wrong? Oh, okay. You may or may not have to deal with inequalities just for being black. You know, which group, based on all of that, are you going to pick? Adrian, which group would you pick? If you could, and there is no right or wrong answer, which group would you pick? And why?
Oh my God. I think still at the end of the day, where I am, and Mona really opened my eyes on some stuff, but where I think we can get there. We can get to a place where we are, I don't want to be nobody else but me.
Okay.
Yes, I wish we did have some of the perks and the pluses that the other races have, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be nobody else. It's never going to be an equal playing field. Mm-hmm. We know that. Mm-hmm. It makes us work a little bit harder. It makes us appreciate those things that we are able to have better. Is it fair? No, it's not. But I don't want to be nobody else.
Okay. Mona, stick to the question.
I will not.
Stick to the question.
My ancestor is the mother of civilization. There
you go.
Civilization. That's where I come from. I don't want to be nothing but who I am, a black woman. Exactly. There are disadvantages in all races. Mm-hmm. White people all of them don't have advantage.
No, but stick to the scenario. You got to stick to it because
I said I'm gonna be black.
I understand.
I said I'm gonna be black, but now I got some more content. I'm gonna be black.
Okay.
This life, the next life, and any other life, I'm going to be black. I'm going to walk it, talk it, speak it, sleep it, sing it, black. That's who I'm going to be. That's who I wish to be. If I could come back, that's who I'm going to be. But I'm going to say it. All different races have disadvantages. White people got disadvantages too. That's why they got trailer parks. That's why they got rednecks. Hispanic people have disadvantages too. They call each other wetbacks and they call each other certain racial slurs. Your Asians do too. So everybody has disadvantages and everybody does not get a husband regardless of what race they in. I work in a very diverse place and a lot of the things that we as black women complain about, the Asians is complaining about it, the Latinos is complaining about it, and the white girls is complaining about it. It is what it is. The difference is they did get it out the mud. They are getting it out the mud. They do believe in group economics. At the end of the day, they will fight each other to the deaths. But when it comes to getting this money, mm-hmm. and it comes to having pride in their race, they getting it out the mud.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm.
When they can't get it from the elite or the people that say are more supreme than them, they got a subgroup. And they get it out the mud. Mm-hmm. And they help each other. We don't.
That part.
Mm-hmm. We don't have black pride anymore. We don't give a damn. All we give a damn is about individualism. We don't know how to come together. I got an extra room and she homeless and she can't come stay with me. We don't know how to do that. We don't even want to tell each other when our businesses are hiring. Whether it's Mona might get fired and make my reputation bad, or Mona might become supervisor over me. Mm-hmm. We are selfish people. We are at the fucking bottom because that's what we want to be. Like Nisha said, I don't know if you said it. They getting it out the fucking mud. Mm-hmm. They believe in their race. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people that are privileged, besides the ones that we know that stole and pillaged, they sacrificed. They was disciplined. They stacked their money. They wasn't so materialistic. Yeah. They shared. Yes. They was happy when their sister advanced. And when she couldn't, let's collect the plate. Let's collect some clothes. Let's help. I'm going to be black till I die.
Okay. So for my answer, I said, I don't know. That was my answer. I don't know. Because it's a tough choice. The reason being is when I look at what we encounter on a daily basis, I'm tired. And unfortunately, we're told in our community we don't get to be tired. We don't get to take breaks. We don't get to rest. We don't get to just say, I just quit. Like, I just give up.
According to who told you that?
According to my family, that's what I was told.
Oh, okay.
According to a lot of people's families, that's what they're told. According to a lot of people in our community, that is why they're told. This is why you see a lot of people stress the fuck out and snap. This is why our suicidal rate is high. Because we don't get that. We don't get to. Yeah. We don't get to take breaks. We don't get to quit. We don't get to say I'm tired until we take our last breath. We don't.
So you're tired of what?
I'm tired of chasing. I'm tired of having to survive.
It's not everybody else in the world trying to survive.
I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm talking about my experience. My experience as a black person, as a black woman. We come into this world, and I don't know how y'all family is, but I could tell you how mine is. Check this out. You black. You're going to have to work three times as hard as everybody else. You're going to encounter racism. You're going to encounter discrimination. You're going to encounter being told that you got a handout. You're going to have to prove that you're different. Hell, they just got rid of affirmative action literally last week. And the fucked up part about that is the reason why we was afforded affirmative action, it was because of the discrimination. And it wasn't just given to people with low GPAs. You still had to have a high-ass GPA and whatnot, but it was just to give the option of them coming out to get you, to encourage you to go to their schools. And it's now done. We don't even have that anymore. We don't. Like, so sometimes I'm tired. You gotta wear your hair a certain way. You have to speak a certain way. We're not allowed to be passionate. We're not allowed to get loud. We're not allowed to, because then we're seen as aggressive, masculine, acting like a man. We're not allowed to be frustrated. We're not allowed to do anything like the other people are. And they're just like, oh, they're just having a bad day. Oh, they just upset. Don't worry about all that.
Yeah,
just
we don't get a pass.
We do that and we're fired. We do that and we're talked about. And not even just from other cultures. Our own group within our community talk shit about us too. We're not. I literally had to talk a woman off the ledge the other day because she was having a meltdown in the car. And she said, I'm tired. I'm tired. We don't have, in my opinion, we don't have privileges that are allotted to other groups of people. We don't. We don't.
So what's the solution? LaRon, can you fix that? What's the solution? To be another race?
You can't be another race. When you enter this world, you are what you are. But if I were to say my solution would be is you got to make do with what you have. Unfortunately, you got to do what's best for you. Make the best of what you can. Unfortunately, because as we've pointed out, there's no level playing field and there never will be. We are considered permanent underclass by every other group. We are. And we make light of that. Like we just like, okay, well, I'm going to be the best consumer there is, Okay, well, I got this new car. I got this new mansion. I got this new, even if I lose it, I'm just going to be able to take pictures and say, cheese, I got it, you know, instead of sitting there saying, let me create this business that's going to be passed down for generation to generation, where the people in my community could say they work for this business, this Black-owned business. We don't have that. We don't.
Do we not have it because we can't get it, or it's because we don't want it?
Both.
We don't do it. Yeah, we don't work together.
Both.
You know?
I think if I were to compare, and again, I hate to say it, but I'm basing it on my experience when interacting and dealing with other races of people that afford me the privilege of working for their business, right? If I were to compare them to our group of people, we thrive off of an individualistic mindset. They thrive off of a group mindset. And for those that don't want to be a part of that group mindset, they're excluded. They're excluded while everybody else is still doing that group mindset. This is why you could see 20 of them live in one home while everybody else starts to eventually move out and purchase a home, go to college, purchase a home, start a business, and everybody contributes to that business, and then they open up another one and another one and another one. We don't do that.
Nope.
Like you said, you started a beauty salon and people were shitting on you when you started your beauty salon. What did those people look like? Were they other cultures or were they own? Did they look like you?
People, men and women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We hate on each other.
Exactly.
That's the saddest part about it is we could, you know, when you said what other race, I wouldn't want to be how I see some. I mean, I don't want to be that, but some of the practices,
you would want their privileges.
Yeah, their privileges.
Right.
I get what you're saying when you say that, because you do see Hispanic families, they will bunk up for years. And like you said, each person get their own home. I'm starting to see some Black people do that a little bit more just because the economy is so bad. You almost have to. Yes. You know, people have to. But
but they're not doing it out of the kindness of
no,
right.
no.
It's
and then
survival.
they got a time limit, and you got to get up out of here.
How long you going to be here?
You looking funky. When they
get
sit
an
on
attitude.
The couch, when you open the cabinet, when they use too much toilet paper. Did you drink some juice?
Yeah.
We don't do it.
We don't work
from
together
a place
well.
of love.
And I got in a conversation the other day about sororities and fraternities and how they have this, they help their people, but they don't help us. Yes. You know what I'm saying? They have a platform, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of them. I'm like, what are they doing exactly? Nothing against anybody, because I don't want to get attacked. Yeah. But it's like, what do? They have this, you know, you hear the bourgeoisie and all these other things. But they only help their group of people, and that's sad because you got people that's who get out in the trenches and help people, and then you got these groups that will only help certain people. So we all fucked up in that area, and we got to do better in that.
Because we're only good for what we can do.
Exactly.
You can't do nothing for me.
I don't need it. We don't need a conversation.
Talk to you.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand your frustration. I understand it. It's a fucked up question. It's a question that makes you be like, God damn.
I spent so much time.
I was so mad at Nisha, and this question is still in my spirit. It's just like a very messed up question because, like I said, I asked men and women, and they was like, damn, you ruined my day. I think at the end of the day, we are out here trying to survive. We know who the people are that have that advantage. We know who the people are that are making a way for their own. We just happen to be the people that are not. And we seem to be satisfied with just bitching and moaning and
complaining
and putting it on white supremacy.
Exactly, and not do the work.
Because here's the thing, white supremacy going white supremacy.
Right.
Yes,
they're not going nowhere.
Right.
I think we take pride in having the privilege to bitch and moan and complain. And
don't do nothing.
If you don't like what I'm saying, you know. We're supposed to be the most intelligent people on the planet, and we can't figure out how to get along. We don't even like each other.
But see, that division was created purposely to have us all discombobulated, not working together, and keep us down here.
Look what they uplift on these social media platforms. Us going to war.
Exactly.
It was seen to be, and I understand because I got 20 years on you. It was seen to be that we have never loved each other. We have never.
Because it's 2023.
But I'm saying,
are we? Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate to have some great people in my life. We're privileged to have some great people, great inventors, great entertainers. But those people also, they had to fight. They had to struggle. It might have took them 10, 15, 20 years to get that first hit, get that first role. You know,
and they may have complained, but they didn't just complain. They still got out there and did the work and got out there and okay with starting at the bottom and moving to the top.
And network with like-minded people.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about like-minded people. They get discouraged. Yes. Because there's so many fucking scammers out here.
Yes.
It's so many people out here that's just talking shit because they're feeding into your traumas. They're feeding into the parts of you that are unhealed. True. And so, give me a Cash App and I'm going to tell you what's wrong with you. Mm-hmm. Give me a Cash App and I'm going to help you build this black empire. We're going to get these houses together. And those people believe in these people, and then ain't one motherfucking house being built. Yep. Ain't one water filtration system, ain't one school, ain't one backpack, ain't shit. So now those subgroups of people, they discouraged. And then there's the ones that ain't gonna do nothing. And those are the people that we gotta leave behind. But we got so many fucking scammers, we ain't gonna never get nowhere. So we ain't gonna never gonna have no privilege. So
there's the answer.
Final thoughts, ladies. I'm sorry I took over your little shit. Because I'm about to get mad.
My little shit.
Yeah.
Your big shit.
I think now that we've actually discussed the question, it makes a little bit more sense to me. I think I overthought it. You know what I mean? But when you were talking about, you got the privilege of this and you got the privilege, it makes more sense. And I was overthinking it, and I get it. I do have some privileges. I don't have the privileges of some, but what I do have, I need to work within those parameters and go outside of those parameters and help those people that, what's that saying? As you climb, you pull. You help those that are, help people along the way. Instead, what we do is we have a lot of people that do a lot of bullshitting and complaining and whining and ranting, but not willing to do any work and really help us lift and encourage and empower and inspire and all these things that we talk about, motivate. We need more real people that's willing to get out there in the trenches, that because we have some resources and things out there for us that we not willing to work together and take advantage of those things. So I thank you for bringing up the question. It was hard. It's still but it was a good discussion. Thank you.
Mona.
Again, it's a fucked up question. And when I said hell no, I meant hell no, because here's the thing.
Like what?
First of all, let me say this. It's a privilege for us to come together financially and do this, what we do every month. In hopes that we are helping and encouraging somebody, in hopes that we are giving out information to women who need the information, that cannot go anywhere and get it. The question is just like, even now when I think about the question, did we even give any good answers? You know what I'm saying? Or any of our answers, whether we agree with it or we disagree with it, is any answer good enough? See, this is a type of question that I don't like, because somebody is going through a bad patch right now. Somebody's life is down right now. And to ask that question might cause somebody to go deeper into the rabbit hole that they're already in mentally. So when she asked me that question, as me being an elder, and I know she, sometimes she thinks I'm the greatest thing, and she can come to me for all this great advice, and I'm going to say some shit, she going to laugh, and she going to get an answer, and we going to talk about it. For me not to be able to, damn, did I give her a good answer? Because she's coming to me in a bad place. Like I said, I was like, what happened? Who did it? I've never in my 63 years of living had anybody ask me a question like that. So I'm just going to say, oh, Lord, I don't even have a final thought. Thank you, Nisha, for messing up my life.
Okay. My whole drive home, I'll be thinking of
it's something that you might want to discuss with your family and friends, and maybe we might have to do a part 2. Maybe when you guys can go in the comment section, y'all need to thumbs up this video and share this video and really talk about this question, because it's a heavy ass question.
Yeah.
That's my final thought.
And my final thoughts is, there is no right or wrong answer to the question. And so whatever choice you make make sure it's for you. And if you feel like there's more to this that you would like to discuss, hit us up in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe. BGP, and we are out. Bye.
Warning, you are about to enter the BGP.